Happy New Year, everyone. And how are we all doing? Hopefully you've had a fantastic Christmas and a blinding New Year's scene. What can I say? I haven't done much over the Christmas period. As you probably gather, it's been 5 kids, here, noise, you name it. Yeah, it's been a bit full on. So, it's my job. Wouldn't have it any other way, really, to be honest with you. Glare all over the place on my glasses. So what have I been up to? Not really a lot, but get myself sorted out for this year, really, and trying to configure what I'm going to do build wise and stuff like that. So I left last year with with this. So basically, that's what I'm making. I think build one's gone. Anyway, you had a look in the box. I think part of the build's gone up on part one of it. It's got to the point where, would you believe it, Cavu has decided to do a book, and the one I want to do is on the front cover. Now I've got a few unanswered questions, so basically here she is. I've got the shell sort of painted, the fuselage. Haven't done the jet cans yet. I've made the engines, but I haven't done anything else. Cockpit's all done. The interior I had a few looks, and this is what people have put up, and the interior. So I've done the interior. I've got to the outside now, and it's just a case of how things sit, with the glass and certain part. And there's some little bits on here. As you can see, the 2 white notches. They're like screen wash jets. So the 2 of them, they keep breaking off. So I thought, right, you know what? I'm not going to bother with it anymore. I'm just going to take them off, put them in the pot, and they can sit in there until some time I'll pick this up again. Now I had a lot of problem with the back tail plane, so I won't go into it now. But I thought of a way of how to fix it, because it either sat as there's all you got is on each side of the centerpiece. You've got 4 tiny little like lugs that look like they're hinges, for where the thing folds up. So where you've got this is the middle bit, this is the outer bit that folds up like that, and the other side does the same. And where those hinges are, they're so tiny, that's all it holds on to. So there's no real support, so the whole thing either starts to sag, or there was no strength there. So I managed to do a fix on that. So I'll show you that in the build when I'll tell you about that, how I've done it. So basically all it is at the moment is I've decided to do this one scheme that is in the box. There was a choice of 2 that I wanted to do, but I've decided to do it this particular one. So, but on the whole, it's not a bad kit. It really isn't a bad kit. She is, she is what she is. Look, massive great thing, isn't it? It'd be nice if they did I'll tell you what. Well, yeah, it'd be nice if they did a payload. Where I used to go up to Mildenhall with my father, and I used to watch the big SOS helicopters flying around up there, massive things. And then I went on there last day, and I knew a few of the guys that actually got a ride in them, photographers, but I wasn't famous enough. Still ain't famous now, but I wasn't well known at the time, so I just weren't for me. But anyway, so that's that. So I've been doing that. The other thing I've been doing as well is at one of the shows last year, my lad wanted a 747. Anyway, I bought him one, the Revel one, the big 747-800. Anyway, here's an engine. The actual thing's in the kitchen at the moment. I've just been out in the garden and whacked a load of white gloss over it. So, I'm doing that for him. So that's that. The other build I've got, which is just here, is this. Now they are a pain in the arse, but you know, this is how it's turned out. This is me buying 737-200 series. What can I say? Pan Am. It was just screaming out for something old, you know. I've never used, I can't remember whose decals they were now, but I've never used them before. And the only bit of a bummer was round the windscreen here. You can see you can see white showing, so I've just literally got to redo the front end. So somebody's put me in touch with a company that does the decals all the way round, and I thought, well, all I need is a set of Copic screens, and then I'll redo this one. And I've got the other one up there, the Scandinavian Air Systems one, which is the new 700 series, which, believe you me, is a lot different from this, bigger. So yeah, but yeah, there she is, all the underside, lovely. I mean, I've always loved the classic 737, and you know, yeah, and so that was that. So Pan Am, that's to be finished as well. So I've done. No, that wasn't a channel build. No, this wasn't a channel build. I can remember now. I think. Oh God, what's happened here? So, oh, hang on. I'll put it back up there, because otherwise it'll get knocked and what have you. So, yeah. So that's the 737. Then the Strike Hawk, as they call it. So the Strike Hawk's coming to this year. But this year's first build, I decided was going to be this. So I haven't started yet, but what I have done is I've done a couple of tests to see how I can make things a bit more glossy for Rossi. Glossy Rossi. But anyway, this is the Agostini bike. Now, World of Wayne's done it. Oh, and there's a few others that have done it. But you know, I've been looking on there, and over the internet, there seems to be a lot of I don't know whether they're Japanese chaps that have got it, but a lot of them don't put subtitles, so you don't know what they're talking about. But just by watching the video, you know they're on about that this thing comes in kind of a matte finish, and it really does need glossing up. And as you can see, look, from the shine on the fairing. Now this is using Mr. Colour paint. So basically, what you do is, I'll just quickly tell you, is just give it a quick with the, you know, don't pile it on, a quick shimmy coat, making sure you cover it, and then leave it to dry for the rest of the day and the next day, and then you can go over it again with the can, and it makes it shine up. Now obviously I ran out, so I thought, right, what do I use? So in the end I thinned this stuff down, and this is just as good. It's not, you know, it's not UV protective, but what you can do then is you can lightly go over it with like mesh papers, really fine mesh papers, you know, 20,000 grit or something like that, and it will take, you know, it'll make it smooth. But as it sits, I mean, I'm looking here because these decals they're all painted on, and yeah, it's looking quite smooth as it is now. So I mean, I've done that top part fairing, so I've still got all the bottom part and the seat ump and the rest of the fuel tank, and then this was the rear mud guard. This came the other week, well last year, but the other week. So I've got the mud guard now, so that's looking quite strong because that's carbon fibre. It sits like that on the bike, so you can see that's pretty glossy. The other thing I've done this morning is the mud guard. So again, I've had a go at that, and at first, yeah, when I did this the other day, the Monster sticker started to cringe, and I thought, oh, and this was just a slight whoosh over. So I say, just put a very delicate spray over it, and yeah, the Monster badge started to cringe up, and I thought, oh Christ, here we go, this is going to be the end. Anyway, as luck would have it, look, 3 coats later this morning, and Bob's your uncle, she's on a good one. So yeah, so that's that. And then the only other bit was now I have got a spare tank. So this was like the experimental one, but where I'd ordered this bike, and then we moved house, and I had to cancel it all because I didn't know where we were going or what was happening. I then had to reorder it, so I did. And then a tank came out, and the first two lots of months. Then I had to cancel it again because we had to move again because we're all in temporary accommodation. So, and then I thought, right, I'll give it until we've settled in, and then I in the end I said bugger it. We was in temporary accommodation, last temporary house, and I thought bugger it. You know what? I'm just going to go for it, and I was glad I did because it's nearly at an end now. I think I'm on the last. I think this month it's going to turn up anytime in the next week or two. So I'll have that package, and then I think the last package turns up in February. But they've got one of the magazines. Apparently they're in trouble getting hold of at the moment. So it's got a load of hose pipes and plugs in it. So yeah, and then I've just got to check it all to make sure I've got everything, which I'm pretty sure I have. But I'll tell you what, the Agostini were bloody brilliant because I had a fairing come to us, and when obviously I'd packed all of this stuff away in a box, and I thought, you know what, when it comes to it, I'll open it all up when I'm ready to go. I'll check all the parts as I was doing, and I found that it had a bit of a messy, I think I even put it up on my channel, a bit of a messy sort of thing, Anyway, without no hesitation, the lady at the end of the phone said, yep, no worries, just give us your address, we'll send you a new packet. And I said, do I have to pay for it? No. She said, no, all free of charge. So they sent me, all I had to do was tell them what bits that were damaged on the fairing. And I said, in the fuel tanks, because as it's here, so it sits like that. So there's a bit that goes on here that comes down to the seat, and then they got the seat up and all the rest of it. And this piece that sits on here, there was a spot. I don't know, it was like something that had spat out the sprayer and it got stuck. Anyway, I picked it off thinking, oh, it's just a silver, I'll just put a dauber. No. It picked off, and this silver that's on here is not what I've got here. So I don't know what that silver is, but anyway, I couldn't touch it. And then I noticed that there was a blemish in the dip where the paint had swirled and run, and you got like swirl lines in the silver. So again, anyway, that was it. Sent me a new tank out and a new back half to it. So yeah, so these I can practice on. So I thought, right, if these cock up, apart from the two mud guards, if the tank and the fairing cocks up, I've got the brand new ones, and then I'll just have to change my brand of varnish. But they do need glossing. I mean, as you can see, like there's nothing like a good lacquer gloss to bring it out, and the colour as well. So you never know. I might keep this one. There's nothing wrong with this particular piece of tank. But the only thing I've noticed is where I was putting the lacquer on when I first put it on. There's like little tiny faint lines where they're like mould lines, and I thought, well, I could get rid of them, but I'm looking here now in the light, and virtually where the lacquer's gone on, and then I've put another few layers on top. It's the lines have vanished because they're so small and faint, as it is anyway. But because this thing was only ever done with paint, and it wasn't, none of this has been varnished on. So yeah, if you want to look a bit, you could see them; they were noticeable. So that's that. So that's the helicopter, the 7.3. Sorry, the helicopter's a channel build. So that will be a build. That motorbike, the Rossi bike, that will be a build for it. Anybody who's interested. And the only reason I'm doing it is because I like motorbikes, and it's the only big bike that I could afford to, get over a period of time and have the enjoyment of building it myself, other than go and get one of them poacher things, which costs, I don't know, it's bloody thousands of pounds. I'm not a millionaire, I mean. So yeah, so this was more sort of my thing, racing bike rather than a standard Ducati sat there. A bit boring, isn't it? Bloody bright red or black, and you probably could repaint it, probably get a set of decals for it, but you know what, you can get that for this. But you've got a full-blown racing bike, and that's it. So anyway, so anybody's interested in the Rossi bike, then there will be a build series start up, probably beginning of February, maybe the end of this month. I've just got to get all these parts glossed because I don't want to I don't want to be sitting here getting parts and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I need to gloss this, and then you've got to wait bloody days and days and days. So if I get it all prepared first off for the glossing there, then we can make a start on whatever it is out there. But I'm going to build it how how I want to build it. Wayne, he built it out of the magazine, following the magazine instructions. I'm just going to do it how I want. There might be a few things that I might add, like that it's missing the camera on the rear of the seat hump, but I haven't got the seat hump yet. I think that comes in this month's packet as well. But yeah, we'll just go with the flow and do it like that. The seal or the strikel, because it is as soon. I don't know when that Cavu book's due for release, because the aviation bookshop that was in Tunbridge Wells, I've got to text the one guy I know that I've got his number that used to work in the shop. He still works for them. As to whether it's the same number. If not, then I'll sort of text him the number and say, just when's this book coming out? When do you think you'll get hold of it? And I'll have to get it from them. And obviously, if I can't get up to them, then I'll have to get them to post it to us. Which is a little bit of a pain in the arse, because the post around here it's not too bad, but it was a lot worse where I used to live. But yeah, anyway, that's a buy and a buy. So that the helicopter will go back up, so that'll give me a chance to just get grips with the bike. Anyway, what else? I've got to do. So obviously there'll be some other builds going on, because obviously I do work for Revel, building stuff for them, so I'll have stuff for them. So there might not be everything every week, or it might be every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks that I can get something out. But I'll do my best. But I had to share some other news with you. So if any of you know Model Works, it's based in Newhaven on the industrial estate. It's basically what it is it's I think they're called Plastworks. It's a big plastic works. They did the Airfix Spitfire, the 124th Mark 9. Airfix gave them all the tooling, and they made the Spitfire, and they've just done the last run of the Mark 8s, and that's it. I think that's it. Airfix has finished with them now. Well, it's that company, and on the front of that company, in there, what I think was once their reception area or the washrooms or something, I did get told the other day, they've got a shop, and it's stocked, fully stocked. They've got a storeroom above, and they've got stuff up there. So the shelves are never empty. There's also some models down there that you can go and look at, made ones. Like they've got a few dioramas on the shelves, and they've got some cars, planes, boats and stuff in the glass cabinets down there. So it's a really good shop. Really good shop. It's definitely well worth to visit if you can get down there. Like I say, it's in Newhaven, and it's Model Works. The other thing as well is yours truly works there. I'm basically there for to step in where people have days off or stuff like that, when they need helping hand. But I was down there the other day. When was it? Tuesday I was down there. It's my first day there, and thoroughly enjoyed myself. I mean, it's after what happened at the last company, they really destroyed my hopes on ever getting a job, and but this chap Mark, thanks very much, mate. He's like, to me, he's like an angel. He understands me. He understands autism, and he understood what they've done to us. And I'll tell you what, he's helped me out. It's, I went down there and I sat there with Jim, great bloke. It was just I needed it for mental, for the old stability up here and what have you, and it's just for confidence, really. I'd been, didn't have a good time. The last 2/3 of last year, especially the last quarter, was bloody awful. I mean, I'm not going to go into who I worked for, but you might know, you might not know. If you know, you know. But basically, they never followed rules. They never followed regulations. It was just an horrendous time, and I just became a recluse. I just stayed in here. I never went out. I only took my children to school. When everybody told me, they said, you know, like, are you going to apply for this? You're going to apply for that? You know, it shot me to bits on the driving side of things, because that's all I did. I've driven big lorries, tanker lorries, you know, full of jet fuel, and these bastards, they just, you know, it just ain't worth talking about. But anyway, Model Works, Mark, who's the governor down there, he's taken me under his wing, and I'm starting off slowly, so I'm only there like, you know, one day. But do you know what? It's a start. It's a start on the right direction, on the tracks, and not only that. I mean, as well as Model Works, Revel, and now Luke, who's the man that who's me governor there. He's another understanding chap. You know, he's a young lad, but yeah, he's amazing what he does, and he's another one that, you know, I mean, he's a busy man, but when he comes round, he does listen. He has a chat, and you know, I feel at ease around those two people, Mark and Luke. You know, I feel at ease. I don't feel like I've got to prove anything, and you know, I can just be myself. As with the said company that I used to work for, it wasn't like that. They used to put you down, and oh Christ, no good. So anyway, things are looking up. I'm on the up, and then whenever whatever happens with the models for Revel, but as soon as they come out, I've got a feeling that I did read it right, that they, if yours get produced, and then they send you the kit in a box, and if they do, I'll post it up, and then I'll show you how to make it. Simple as that. It's better to do it that way than, you know, doing it with a prototype, because the prototypes are always naff. You know, they got naff looking this and naff looking that and stuff, and just that. But when you get the proper kit, if it comes out in production, whatever I've done for them, if you're interested, they're all been aeroplanes, so there's no tanks or anything yet. They've all been aeroplanes, and yeah, I'll do a video and show you how I got it built to the standard that you would love to have it. So yeah, so I do whatever days, odd days here, you know, day here, day there at Model Works. So I might only be there twice a month, but you know, that's where, you know, said Birkhead is working, so I'll be working there. I stay at home when I do other stuff, but yeah, so pop down and come and see us. Come and say hello. I've got some stickers. I can hand them out to anyone and everyone that comes down. Did the load the other day. A big family came down there. They're all chatting away, so it's nice to see them. But yeah, come down here, New Haven. Yeah, so I might not always be there, you know, but you can message me on here on the whatever this is, YouTube, and just say, Clive, when you're next to New Haven, and I'll say, right, okay, I'll be down there, blah blah blah. If you want to see us and have a chat, and then that's it, you know, and we can, and you know, Bob's your good. So yeah, so anyway, that's it. I'm waffling now. I'm waffling and rambling and bumbling, and all that is I think we call it, well, we did years ago, talking bollocks. Shit. Yeah, boring fart. Anyway, so yeah, that's it. That's all I can comment on at the moment. So the first main build will be the bike for this year. As soon as I get the book, I'll get back onto the helicopter and we'll get that finished and that looking something. And then after that, I can't remember what I'll do. I had 3 models for this year. I think it was the Pavewalk was another one. And what was the others? There's another one as well, but I can't remember what it was. Anyway, whatever happens, happens. But I hope you've all had a great new year. Happy New Year to you all 2,300 odd of you now. And enjoy life. Enjoy life. The snow's, well, you can see the sun's shining because there's a shadow on the wall behind me. So at the moment it's clear blue skies out there, but it's absolutely freezing. And there's about, I don't know, there was about an inch of snow on the deck, but half of it's melted away because we've got the sun round the back. Out the front there, it's still snow. But yeah, stay safe, everyone. Stay warm. Enjoy yourselves. Just remember, modelling's enjoyment. It's not about, trying to be the best and see who can produce something that's... It's your model. It's your hobby. Just enjoy it. All I'm here for is to give you some cheats, some tips, and probably more than anything else, because I do get told it's a good laugh because of all the crap that goes on in the background usually. But that's only because I ain't got a clue how to edit things. You just roll the phone, roll the dice, and that's it. Here we are, there we go. Anyway, like and subscribe. Take it easy. Happy New Year to you all. Stay safe, stay warm, and we'll see you in the next one.